That was a swift one.
Yes.
3.37 seconds.
Guys.
Very fast pace.
That's justified. 4/5.
The backstretch here.
Right. You see it up here?
Restoring hope, sitting in
4/5. It's just the flag. Has stars.
The blended citizen on the outside.
Stars on
followed
it?
by Hofberg and free drop Billy. Gronkowski is last. They've slowed things down a bit. 48.11 was the half. That's just a bit faster than American Pharoah went 3 years ago. Justify and Mike Smith, the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, head up the backstretch in the Belmont Stakes with a length lead. Restoring hope on the outside.
It's tenfold. Vernon Russell.
Is down toward the inside.
Russell Resource and
Vito
Hope.
Rosso is close up running in fifth. He's 5 lengths off the lead. 3/4 in 1 minute, 13.21 seconds. Halfway home in the Belmont. And then comes tenfold on the inside of Blended Citizen.
Oh my God, they're running.
In behind horses, 6 lengths off the lead.
When they run, they're taking the lead. They have Justify,
Justify, make their run into the hard turn. They've got a 2-length
first. They are
Restoring hope is put to a ride as Vito Rosso begins to rev it up on the outside. Bravazzo is down toward the rail. They run a mile in 1:38.09 seconds. Justify is the leader, but it's just a half-length advantage here. Vino Rosso comes under a ride. Mike Smith is not as justified to go just yet. Justify a length lead here as they come to the top of the stretch. Vino Rosso is second. Hofberg comes on the scene, and Gronkowski has cut the corner.
Derby.
And they're into the stretch.
Look how fast he is.
Justify comes roaring home to a raucous Belmont Park with one.
Whoa!
Gronkowski and Hofberg trying to run him down. Vino Rosso.
He's gonna win?
But 16 to go. Justify is still there.
Justify was the lead.
He's just perfect. And now he's just immortal.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Gronkowski
We
was second.
saw
Hofberg was
Inside
third.
Voice.
Vino
We're in
Rosso
the
was
house.
fourth. Justify.
They won, Greg. Now. Uh-oh. There you go. 2019.
Every great
Got
show
convicted.
the same way. A little noise, little nerves.
So the horses load, all the work, all the talk,
That's
all the handicapping
2019
is done.
Derby.
It's time for
Conferosa
with the
Sap.
call of the 2019 Kentucky Derby. Here's Larry Combs.
Thank you, Mike. Spin-off has moved into the starting gate. There's just 2 left to load. Country House is coming up to line now under Flavien Prat. And the last one to load will be the horse that's never won a race, Bodie Express. And he will come up to the last spot in line. They're all in line. We're ready for the start.
Controversial? Look at him go!
In the Kentucky Derby.
He's actually taking the
Maximum
lead.
security
He's running
of
like
Oklahoma
this.
had good beginnings, and they go out to
Like
the
that,
early lead.
he's running like he's galloping.
And there goes Bodie Express
When it's
on the
galloping,
outside
they start
into
to
the
race
early
and
mix.
go,
So they will lead the way early on. And then it's Warren Will running in fifth on the inside. Spin-off in sixth. Improbable is seventh position in between horses. Then Cutting Fever to the outside, followed by Country House. Then Code of Honor, Tax, and Bluska Parfait. By standards is alongside about 10 lengths
That's
off
a
the lead.
fraction.
Great Magician rides the rail into that turn, and then comes Poster alongside of the Great
That's
Tacitus.
a fraction.
Bring another 2 lengths more. Back to Win. Game Winner is in behind him. He's second last, leading Japan's Master Fencer to the backstretch. So on to the backstretch they go in through this first quarter mile in a sensible 46.62 seconds. Maximum Security leads the way by 3/4 of a length.
Maximum
Long range
Security
running
gonna
pressing the
win.
pace under John Ford on the outside second. Four Wheels down toward the inside under a Stockhold in third. Then it's Bodie Express fourth. Improbable behind horses in fifth. Bacoma sixth on the outside. And then it's Code of Honor who rides the rail into the far turn. Country House is alongside, and then Spin-Off. Bluska Parfait is next, and on the inside comes Tax. Game Winner is wide on the turn, beginning to pick up his stride near the back of the pack. But Maximum Security continues to lead the way. Midway on the far turn, he's a length and a half in front. War of Will is second. Long Range Toddy third, and 4 wide and moving up is Country House's Bodie Express plummets through the field. And here comes Code of Honor, and he bursts through an opening on the inside of Maximum Security, and they're into the stretch. Country House on the outside. Code of Honor down through the rail. Maximum Security. He can't win. War of Will is there too as they come to the final furlong. It is Country House on the outside. Maximum Security soon dead game. He keeps battling on. Maximum Security. Country House 1-2 down to the line. Maximum Security.
Max it up. Go max it up.
And then it was Country House second. Code of Honor third. And in behind them, Master Fencer, who is closing inside of Tacitus. It's Maximum Security. He's never lost a race, and he wins it under Luis Saez.
We need to find out why.
There is an objection that has been posted on the board, so it is unofficial for the moment. There you see the unofficial order of finish.
He did come out at the top of the stretch, nearing the top of the stretch. He impeded the one-horse War of Will.
Maximum Security moved out of lane before he was clear, forcing the rider of number 1, War of Will, to check up a little bit.
Now, at that point, the 20, the runner-up Country House, whose claim foul was in the outside yellow cap. It actually happened before that.
It did not affect number 20. He didn't have to steady because of this, but the one horse did have to steady. War of Will.
Coming to the top of the stretch, maybe about a 16th of a mile before the quarter pole, is where Maximum Security ducked out. He did bother War of Will, definitely, but it's hard to see that he did anything to Country House.
So here we see him as we're going into the far turn. This is the 3 furlong pole, the green and white pole as they're passing right now. War of Will, the horse with a white stripe on his face, directly in behind the horse with the pink silks. Maximum Secured. Now he has a lane to run, so his jockey is taking him outside of Luis Saez and Maximum Security. Right there is where number 7, Maximum Security, came out a lane or two, forcing War of Will to steady. It's on a spot of the racetrack where it's very hard to determine exactly how much he impeded him, but you could tell by the reaction
All right, now
of Tyler Gaffleon on War of Will that there was definitely some contact.
Security.
They disqualified him.
They did.
Look how
So
they
for the
won.
first time in the history of the Kentucky Derby, the horse that crossed the line first has been disqualified.
5 minutes.
After the objection, Country House wins the Kentucky Derby.
Oh my
With
God.
Flavien Prat at 65 to 1.
Do you think he should have stayed up? I don't know.
One of the longest shots in history to win the Derby. After one of the longest waits ever after the Derby.
You want to see the next one?
The place you call home is important to you, so it's important to Allstate. Home is where you make all your best memories.
This is the remote
Nice work,
right
teacher.
here when I'm happy.
If it's important to
You
you,
wanna use
it's
this?
important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Look, you see the line right here? It says Kentucky Derby Woodford Reserve. It says 21 on it.
Woodford Reserve.
Wait a minute. Let me look right here. When you see any of these horses lining up to the starting line, right here when I'm doing it, when they open up the gate, like when he's doing, Greg, he's pulling the string. You see a string on this?
Turn that noise off.
I'll lower it. Wait a minute. They have 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 6. Wait a minute. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there's 20 horses starting, Greg. That's Wood. Say that again. Wood.
Woodford.
Woodford Reserve. And then Kentucky Derby, Woodford Reserve. That's 15 on it. You see in these gates opening. You see a lot of people videoing. And then there's more people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And that's one of these horses. That's the guy with a red shirt and his black pants. And then that's the horse neck. That's the horse. When he attaches to him, you hold it like this. Greg, when you're riding, when I'm riding a horse, remember when I did that when I'm a little kid? And then that's the horse protect back. So when it has a seatbelt on it, that straps it in. And so the horse will be protected, Greg. Now, the full race is NBC Sports. So that's 2024.
You turn it on?
Yeah. Now,
They're off
you see the horses? They came out.
in the Kentucky Derby. Fierceness had an okay start.
Now the Derby's
in the
going.
middle of the pack.
20 horses
Frank Fenton
out.
will go to the early lead, and now
Right,
John
Greg.
Velasquez
I
gets
explained
Fierceness
it to
into the
you,
mix.
Greg.
Stronghold is there. Epic Ride goes up on the far outside. Just Steel is close up to as they reach past the first time. And then comes Mystic Dan down on the inside of West Saratoga.
Who's going to win? I don't know.
Then comes Society
Finding out.
on the outside of Just a Touch Catalytic along the rail.
I think
Next,
it's,
saving all the ground
I
into
think
that
it's
turn.
Fair Kidness.
Catching Freedom, domestic product.
Favorite.
Rambo the
Winning.
first. Then Japan's Forever Young down on the inside. Sierra Leone has 3 horses to beat.
F-I-E-R-C-E-N.
They are Teal
E-S-S.
Password, Honor Marie.
That's 3
and
minus 1
Endlessly.
right here.
So this important
You
half
see
five
any of
coming
these
up
words?
here. They run that first half in 46.63 seconds. Aces even enough, not flying. Track Phantom the leader. Just Steel pushed up on the outside second. Fierceness is third just outside of them. Then Stronghold, Mystic Dan to the inside. Epic Ride 3 wide. West Saratoga in behind that.
That's Epic Ride. That's Reselect.
Look back for Sierra
Let's
Leone.
Stay.
Still about 14
Fairness.
lengths
Just
behind.
Steel.
As Track Phantom
See
passes
these
the half
words?
mile pole.
Down, see
with the
any
lead.
teams?
Fierceness is moving now.
21
Then
for
going
1.
right
That's
to them is
money.
Just Steel. The 3 of them across the track. Then
And
alongside
then
Epic Ride.
horses are
Mystic Dan
down
toward the
from
inside.
like this.
Stronghold is there. Then Fierceness. Sierra Leone and Forever Young still with work to do. Forever Young is starting to pick it up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It is Fierceness who's moving up on the outside of Track Phantom, and there on the far outside. Here comes a run from Stronghold and Resilience. And Resilience has now moved up to take the lead as Fierceness is given way, coming by the 16th pole. And Mystic Dan is now come through on the inside. It is Mystic Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16th. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These 3 letting out of the wire. Who's it going to be? It's a photo. Was it Mystic Dan or was it Sierra Leone? Forever Young was between them, catching Freedom, finished 4th. The photo finish to decide the 150th Kentucky Derby.
One of the tightest finishes we have seen in the Derby. In 1996, Jerry wrote Grindstone to win by a nose. It was too close to call and determined by a photo. That's the last time we were this close in trying to figure out who won the Derby. It's a bob of a head at the end.
So, who won? That's the...
We get a tight look now at the finish as the 3 come down towards the end.
So, you see this, Greg? That's the 2 horses that won. That's a tie.
Let's see who won.
It looks like Mystic Dan on the inside. Nose by a flared nostril, but obviously that's a very,
Like number
a
2
very,
won.
very subjective and
Number 2 won?
unofficial thought.
Mystic Dan on the inside. It is the mirror there that will
I'll
get
tell
the
everybody.
photo. So at the end there, as you watch them bob, that's the only look that's right down the line. And that dramatic finish here. One more look at the very end. The mirror is where we're looking. Mystic Dan was the horse holding off
So,
the
that's
other
a
2 at
tie,
the end.
Greg.
And a brilliant decision by jockey Brian Hernandez to force his way through on the rail as he turned for home. That was the difference, Mike, in
Won by
winning
a
and
nose.
losing.
And
Oh
if
my
it's
God.
Mystic
What by a
Dan,
nose?
it is the Oaks Derby double. The Kentucky Oaks, the top race for the 3-year-old fillies, held yesterday in front of 100,000 plus here at Churchill Downs. And if it's Mystic Dan, then Kenny McPeak
That's
and Brian
Mystic.
Hernandez Jr., trainer
Right,
and jockey,
Greg? That's
have
Mystic.
done the first Oaks double since Ben Jones in 1952.
You see these
So you
horses
saw
right here?
Brian
That's
Hernandez
him. That
looking up
won.
at the replay of the slow-mo finish. He thinks he got it.
Congratulations to Derby. They won the Triple Crown.
Jose Ortiz came over and agreed.
They saw the same thing we did.
The Derby won't play
The
till
numbers
next
have not yet gone up on the board.
May.
Calvin
That
Burrell, the
was
jockey,
May
did the double in
for
the Oaks in the
Saturday
Derby in
May.
2009. That famous late run at the end on the rail. But Brian Hernandez Jr. may, in fact, have first Derby win for both he and Kenny McPeek. Here's Mr.
That was
Dan
Sierra
Nichols on the rail to take the lead
That
and then
won.
hold them off.
Yeah, Sierra
Nine,
Leone had to check
a fraction
going
of
into the
two.
turn just a little bit.
The
Then
Mystic
Force
Dan,
3 Mystic
18
Dan is sneaking
to one.
through on the rail. A huge
One.
difference right there.
And that
ground
lost.
loss for Sierra
That
Leone.
was the
But
other
yet he
horse.
still
That's
comes with
number
that
2.
huge run and wears his
Did you see
competition down late. But Mystic Dan
Try
is
and watch the
this is
race.
exactly the way he won the Southwest in Arkansas, right up the rail.
The same kind of rail run coming down the stretch, right? Sierra Leone was doing his thing again and lugging in and bumping a little bit with Forever Young, who he finished alongside. That didn't help him any, but wow.
Kenny with Kenny McPeek.
Hey, with me is Kenny McPeek. Kenny, congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, they haven't coached time yet. You don't assume anything in this business. But Brian just did an amazing job. I mean,
That's
just
Miss-
a brilliant
Mustang Dan
brilliant
won.
jockey and ride. I mean, you know, the draw helped us from the beginning. We talked about that when I was shocked Dornick broke bad. But Brian is amazing. You know, probably one of the most underrated riders in racing, but not anymore, right?
You told me earlier this week that you thought your horse was a little overlooked, but that's okay. That was the best shot you've had of the other horses you've ever brought here.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
want the 2026
You know,
Derby?
we didn't have
All right, thank you,
Yeah.
Mike, and we're just about
So,
set.
did you hear what Dana said to you?
Hunter Dean moving into the starting
3
gate,
o'clock.
along with Ocelli, who's never won a race in his life. Incredible. Moves into line, and that will lead.
They're bringing horses to the starting line.
Side stall. Busta steps forward and in. All in line and ready for the start.
So you see this right here? That's Wood Fur Reserve.
Now, how many times have I pronounced that for you?
Hey, okay, Google, spell Woodford.
Woodford is spelled Woodford.
Good. So they have 20 horses in this Derby, Greg. And then who's going to win? The Golden Tempo and the Renegade.
Okay, Google. How old was Franklin Delano Roosevelt when he died?
Franklin D.